everyone, hope you had an amazing week as usual. Now, I'm continuing the fat bike footage just because I'm having a lot of fun riding it, and I've spent the last few days up here at Cathkin, where I'm sure you've seen videos in the past, but this bike has more grip than any other bike I've ever ridden, so I fancy trying some stuff that potentially I wouldn't be able to do on any other bike. Now, there's an elephant in the room. You may notice the fork is different. Why have I put a different, well, you know why I broke the carbon fork. That's 2 forks this bike's been through. This is turning out to be a really expensive bike. I had high hopes that those Bontrager forks were going to be stronger because they're rated up to a 210mm rotor. I'm running 180mm rotors just to be safe, and yeah, I guess trials riding is just too harsh. So I've gone with the original On-One steel forks, which I'm hoping are going to be a lot stronger. But let's keep this intro short. Let's just jump on the bike, get some stuff ridden, and see what the extra grip can let me do.
Oh, thank you very much. Cheers. Have a good day.
How you doing, buddy? This is the line that's been kicking my ass these last 2 days, and it's actually the line that ended up snapping my fork. I think it was the straw that broke the camel's back. Wasn't anything too dramatic, just dropping off, but I think it was one drop too many. But the idea is roll up, no hops, onto the lower log, side up onto the higher wobbly one, and try and track stand there for as long as possible while it's wobbling about the place. Let's see how long this takes me. Not bad first try. Hopping definitely makes it worse. Whoa. Now, a storm knocked this tree over a few years ago, and I've been meaning to ride it ever since, but I've wanted to save it for an actual good edit because there's some pretty decent lines in this. I thought maybe a bit too risky for a vlog, but the longer I hang around, the more rotten it's going to get, and eventually I'll never be able to ride it and I'll never go and film. So let's film something on it today, make the most of the extra grip because yeah, it's a little bit slippery. Before I can ride this thing, we've got a ton of brambles in the way. Now, I don't have a machete, but I do have a nice Japanese style saw. I think this will do the job. Right, now that I've gone and shredded my legs for clearing these brambles, the plan is essentially just to ride up here, get to the top, turn around and ride across some of these. I'm just looking at the screen here, maybe up there, but more than likely down here and then back across here. This one's scary. Let's do it. Oh, that's so scary. But the grip is insane. I just hope this bark doesn't fall off. I think that's the only issue I'm going to have. Okay. We can make something out of that.
Okay, so tire grip isn't an issue, but bark coming off a tree is. Let's try that again. Ow, 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 ow. Almost face burst into those brambles then. That would have been nice. Ah, no. Ah. 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 That'll do. Ah. Cheers.
So here's a line. This is actually one I scouted years ago and never ended up riding. And just like every other log up here that I scouted all those years ago, it is a lot more rotten now than it was then, but I reckon it's still got life in it. Okay, so here we are at the bottom, and yeah, as you might be able to tell, I want to ride off that, jump off into this slope and all the way out there. It is so sketchy.
Oh, do I want to do this? Maybe it looks worse than it is. Right, if that log down there wasn't there, it'd be fine. The fact I've got to turn is what makes this horrible. But getting there wasn't too bad. Yeah. Oh, genuine delight, happiness, joy that I survived that. Yeah. Let's get another angle.
So I survived the drop off, the rotten whale tail, whatever you want to call it, natural whale tail. The initial plan that I wanted to film here a couple of years ago on my trials bike was actually, that was going to be a takeoff point for a drop gap down onto one of these big logs here. Now, to make this trail, people have actually dug away and piled a lot of the debris where my landing is. So that line is probably not going to happen, especially because the whale tail is actually pretty rotten now. I don't think narrow tyres would like that very much, but got away with it on the fat bike. That grip, it's next level, it's awesome. Cathkin is the woodland that just keeps on giving. Found another fallen tree. It's just perfect for riding up and over. So let's set up the camera and see how doable this is.
Ah.
So coming up over that tree and off the side was scary enough, but I've just spotted a new way to get over it, which is pretty terrifying, as to come off the end of this bouncy one here up over head height, bit flexible, pretty narrow on top, and I want to ride along all the way, well, pretty much to the end of that side, jump off sideways and almost like tap this one manual out. I'm going to try it. Again, this is one of these things, I really don't know whether I can do this, but I'm going to certainly give it my best shot.
Video, record. There we go. Right, now we can do it.
Well, I didn't quite land the tap down that side. One thing I'm finding is the tyres are just so grippy. Anytime you want to do just little spins, the tyres are actually just gripping and the bike doesn't quite go where you want it. So that one, actually, I needed to spin or twist the bike just a little bit to land on this, and the tyres, yeah, they just grip and the bike's steadfast. So I didn't land in a manual down that like I planned, but to be fair, I kind of got the shakes a little bit because that was scary as hell. That is pretty high up, it's rotten, it's wobbly, it's narrow. Yeah, I'm sure the camera won't do it justice, but believe me, I do not want to do that again. So that's that done. Oh.
So the original plan was to start right down this log and then jump and go down there, but that is too sketchy. I know myself, I know my limits. To try and go off there and control my speed down to that, probably not going to happen even with this grip. When I first came scouting years ago, this was actually still joined, so that was up there. I mean, that was steeper, but at least you could roll into it a lot nicer. It's a shame that rotted away and fell down, because that would have been perfect for this bike. Well, that went wrong. Wasn't too bad. I'm glad I missed all of this. Reset. Someone I've mentioned in the past about this tyre gripping too much. Well, that's exactly what happened there. I landed and I tried to twist the bike to set up and actually go where I wanted, but it just gripped, and instead I just sent myself off sideways, and yeah, there's no way I'm going to keep that.
This video is basically a video of battles that I'm having in these woods, and that was another one. It's also another line that I scouted about 4 years ago, and again it is getting pretty rotten, so it's probably the last chance I had to ride it, so I had to make it count. Took quite a lot of attempts just to ride down the slippery bit to start with, and then no hops, well, no correction hops along the actual scrubbles, piles, I'm too tired to talk, and then to do the drop off the end. It was really hard to tie that all together, but I got it in the end.
and I'm exhausted. Let's move on. And here we are with one of the coolest tree lines that I've seen for ages. And here's a bit of trivia for you. I wanted to film a really big edit up here, potentially even getting cut media involved, riding all these tree lines that I've spotted, and I actually wanted to call the video Tree Line. That's partly because my dad is a tree surgeon and his business is called Treeline, but I just think it's a really fitting title for riding lines on trees. So I've been wanting to do this line for ages. I don't think the grip's too bad, but it's actually a really knobbly tree, and I actually think these tyres would be pretty good for this, for just smoothing it out a little bit. Once you get over the top, I'm hoping balance will be okay, because there's not really going to be any escape left or right. It's a fairly big drop, but then get over the side, roll down, hop out, and I think we should be good. Okay, let's hope this moss grips. Come on, this will be so good if I can get it. Don't fall on those rocks down there, Ali. Come on. Getting out onto that is going to be disgusting. It's all well and good walking this on foot and it seems fine, but as soon as you get on your bike, whole nother matter. How do I get past that? I can roll that. Oh, I'm going to have to be so accurate. This has just turned into something else. Tempted just to modify that a little bit with my saw. Way worse than I thought it was going to be. With some of the other stuff I've filmed in this video, I've been doing it with no hops, and I really like how that looks. The disadvantage is sometimes when you do it with no hops, you make stuff look easy. People think, oh yeah, he did that no bother, he needs to do something harder. With this one, yeah, there's going to be hops, there's going to be fear. I might have to take a little bit longer to do it. I might have to go to bash guard. I just kind of want to do this any way I can, because this is not nice at all. Slightly cheating. Just want to make this a little bit easier to roll over. Right, if I can do that without leaning against a tree, I think we're into business. Oh. Oh, and now I've kind of made that slippy than it needs to be. Ah. No word of a lie, this line has been a dream of mine probably for the last 4 years. I didn't know whether I was ever going to get it.
I came to look at today, and normally I can tell whether I can do something or not. I have a couple of attempts and it basically confirms what I feel. Yep, I can normally do stuff if I think it. Whereas this one, I really had no idea whether I could do this or not. Now I am going to be a bit nitpicky because that's just the way I am. I want things to be perfect, and I did have a slight bar lean against the other trunk. But with how sketchy this is, I'm not too ashamed of that. The level of grip trying to go down that side was intense. I was kind of sliding, I gripped again, I had to just trust it was going to do it. So pleased with that. Let's get another angle, yay!
Here we go again, second angles.
I'm fine, yeah. Tree's okay? The tree's alright.
In a situation like that, it is definitely best to just get rid of the bike, get that out of the way and concentrate on making sure you land in a safe place. So despite that being pretty bad, I got out of it fairly safely. Now I've got to do it again, yay! Well, that one was better. Just an ever so slight bar lean, but other than that, way better than the previous one. I might even try and film the start of that again. No leaning, clean. That is I'm lost for words. So happy with that. Yes, that is scary. That gets the heart pumping.
Winner, chicken dinner, no leaning. A little bit of bash guard, but I don't care. I count that as ridden clean over this. We're not at a UCI comp here. Do you see how much the tyres were sliding as I was going down this bit? That was intense. Every part of me was saying jump off, but you just got to trust that the grip will be there. And it was. These tyres are insane. This bike's insane. This line's insane. Oh boy. Okay everyone, I'm going to leave the video on a high there. I can't believe I finally got this line after 4 years of thinking about it. And to get it on a fat bike as well. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I've really enjoyed my time riding this fat bike, especially up here in the woods. Getting the extra grip has really opened up loads of lines that I haven't been able to do before. Pretty gutted I broke the fork, you know, it's more money spent on this bike, but the steel one seems to be holding up pretty well so far. I'm not noticing the weight as much as I thought. The flex isn't that bad either, so I don't know why I just didn't stick with these from the start. Honestly, it would have saved a lot of money. But anyway, hope you have an amazing week. Hope this weather continues and you enjoy it wherever you are. And I'll catch you next time. So have a great one. See you later everyone. Bye bye.